A writing by Jefferson Morley, and a reading thereof. I've brought her into my own little world. She's brought me into hers. As the sun rises between us, we've become the whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. We've become a solar system in a galaxy of dark matter. Kindling the ether, we will burn it all away. A writing by Jefferson Morley. That's by the Jefferson Morley I know, not the one you may have heard of that I've never heard of in my life. Now he's going to be coming after me. There's another Jefferson Morley out there. He's a journalist and writer from Washington, in Washington. You can't seem to find out where he's from. I looked it up. Everything I can find, it never shows his birthplace. Does Jefferson Morley actually have a birthplace? This other Jefferson Morley? Or even my Jefferson Morley? Do they? How do I know this other Jefferson Morley exists? There's a thing that's been coming up on my thing, on my phone. It comes up in things and I keep seeing it. It's one of these blip things, somebody wants to blah blah, and it keeps showing up, and all I see from the way it is that it says JFK assassination type stuff, and I'm like, I don't care about it. I am just not interested in this JFK thing. It's not to belittle it. It just does nothing for me. You don't have to go to the JFK assassination to know that we've been screwing ourselves over through our elected officials and their cabinets for a very long time. So what is this? Is it just like days of our lives for the way the world works that we exist in? Who fucking cares? I don't. But this guy is saying this is who he is. He's saying he's a writer, which caught my attention because the thing was sideways and I was able to read with Jefferson Morley. I said, oh. I went and showed Victoria right away. I said, look, there's a guy. She's found that interesting. Wouldn't you? If you know how to out this guy that's going to be coming at you and saying you are writing things under his name and that's against the law. And here's Jefferson. He comes at Jefferson. See, this is how I'm going to out it. Jefferson knows his secret. He knows he's pushing a lie too. See, Jefferson is not just Jefferson. I am amazed Victoria hasn't seen this written. Jefferson, when he was living in the suite in Kalamazoo, would travel up to Gaylord often, between Kalamazoo and Gaylord on 131, taking that trip, and seeing the signs, exit signs. he started seeing a pattern. They started seeing a pattern. There's a name up there for this exit, Martin Leroy. There's another name for an exit, Bristol Tustin. There's another name for an exit. And then there's another name for an exit that catch the attention. And there's Jefferson Morley exit. I don't know the exit number, but I see, you know what? And so Jefferson isn't just a person, you know. He's a personality. He's part of a core. He's part of this guy that just writes things. I've brought her into my own little world. She's brought me into hers. As the sun rises between us, we've become the whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. We've become a solar system and a galaxy of dark matter. Kindling the ether will burn it all away. And that gets written down, and it gets read afterwards. And then you look, and there it is. Which personality wrote this? And so you give a name. So there are names for these writings. There are at least 4 names that come from street signs, exit signs between Kalamazoo and Gaylord. And it was set as an Easter egg, you know, that somebody that's reading, maybe reading different authors, and they're enjoying the different things they have to write. And then it suddenly sparks them as they're driving up that freeway one day. If they live in the area, they realize, oh, that's who he is. So I'm looking for the birthplace of this other Jefferson Morley, who's going to be coming and being upset about Jefferson over here using his name. It's not even his name. He chose that name. He chose it. So what we think is this person, this other Jefferson Morley, is he probably either was raised in the region where he was traveling between Gaylord and Kalamazoo on that not Gaylord, traveling between Kalamazoo and Alba on 131. There are starving and naked children in Alba. Finish your meal. Or he just traveled through that area quite a bit, enough to start noticing the street signs like Jefferson's people. He's taken his name off a street sign the same way as Chevy Chase took it from whatever he did. And he's using it. He gets to be whoever he wants, because nobody can look to where he was. It's not easy to find. And I'm not interested in doing anything more than easy for this whole thing. What a hoax. 2 Jefferson Morleys? They don't both write about love, do